Hello everyone, welcome back to my Roblox game, specifically Dropkick, because something huge has happened. I have a little bit of updates to show you guys, and I have some plans for the future, because this is insane. We have almost 1,600 active players playing the game right now. I had a feeling that this would happen, just because sliding around was so fun, so it actually has found an audience, which is awesome. To kind of show you what that looks like in real time, we had here the release of the game, where the total daily active users was 1. Presumably that was me. I'm not really sure why it says 1. And then 2, I don't know who those people are. The first little bump here in first couple days was from my video that released around February 11th, I believe, or maybe a day before that. The second bump was my brother's video on the game. Very big Roblox YouTuber. That was expected. But this third jump, now this was 100% organic. I did not advertise the game at all other than my video, obviously. So this is very exciting. Some updates that I coded very recently are the shop expansion. We get the slide effects in the Robux shop. Very proud of the work that I've done there. But I want to do something even bigger. Something that I told myself that I would do if the game got somewhat of a following, which it now has. I wanted to make a map builder where the players can make their own maps and submit them to be voted on. Obviously, this is very ambitious. Don't know how well it's gonna work, but I think everyone could agree that infinite content is better than no content. And players being able to make content is really an endless source of entertainment. And with the sliding ability that I have created, just maybe we can make one of the most legendary Roblox games to ever grace this earth. So how do we make a map builder? First of all, we need camera controls very similar to Roblox Studio. We can look left and right, up and down, and with W, A, and D, we can actually move the camera. Just to start, I'm going to be figuring out how I can get this to work for PC users, and then maybe I will expand to console, maybe mobile. I just don't know how that's really gonna work, because map building in general is complicated and is not meant to be on a tablet, but we'll see. So to actually get camera controls working, I think the best thing that I could do is overwrite the current camera's position before every frame renders. There's a stack that gets called with a bunch of functions that can run. So if I can make sure that this function runs before the camera updates, instead of it being tethered directly to the character, I can just overwrite its position and make it go wherever I want. And then when they leave building mode, the default camera controls will be reverted. All right, here we go. Oh, we got a big error. They don't tell you about this in game dev school, that nothing actually works the first time you try it. Wow. All right, I got it semi-working. I definitely wouldn't copy the code from previous clips because it was completely wrong. But hey, if I hold it down, my camera is now at 0, 0. But if I let go, the toggle comes back. I think it's because it's getting the press up, which is fine. We can fix that. We got a little bit of an update on the camera here. We can look around left and right. The only issue is up and down's a little wonky. All right, I don't think this is going to be very helpful for making a level. As soon as I get the rotation figured out, boys, we're gonna figure it out. Gameplay at its finest. A bit of progress has been made on the camera. If I now hit Q, I am floating above my character, and holding right click allows me to rotate the camera exactly like it does in Roblox Studio. The only downside is I can still control my character. Wait, come back. I think I died. Yeah, I died. So this is pretty cool. I can toggle in and out of camera mode. There's no moving around in camera mode yet, but that should be easy in comparison to getting this to work. All right, it is currently the next day. As you can see, I've made a couple of icons. I'm not exactly sure how the manipulation is going to work yet, but we have these buttons here for populating new parts of the map, and then I have some manipulation tools here that don't actually work yet, but we can spawn bricks, and eventually we will be able to manipulate them by changing their position, rotation, or scaling them. Just a million more things for it to actually work correctly. Believe it or not, it's actually been a couple days since the last clip, but the good news is I've been working very hard on the manipulation tools. Keep in mind that I have no access to the Roblox Studio tools. I just need to use my best intuition to recreate the tools, and I think I've done a pretty good job. So here we have position, which was probably the easiest one to do. Still not easy, but it was a good starting point. And then we have scale, which was pretty difficult. I think the hardest thing for scale and position was getting them to rotate and then still consistently work. That was not easy at all. Props to the OG Roblox engine developers. And rotation is almost working. It looks like it's working. You guys are like, oh yeah, hey, that looks good. You flip it upside down, boom. It's literally backwards. It should be going right when it's going left. And it's just because it's flipped upside down. If I flip it right side up, hey, it looks like it's working pretty well. So that's the only problem I have left. After 3 days of banging my head against a wall trying to get these manipulation tools to work.
2,000 years later.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It has been almost 2 weeks since I've recorded anything, and I have just been working on getting out normal YouTube videos and working on this on the side. There's literally nothing else I've been doing. It has been quite the grind, but we have made a lot of progress, a lot of which has not been seen by the general public at all. So it looks like I'm doing nothing with the game, but I'm actually putting in so much work, and I hope it doesn't break. One of the newest features that I just finished is being able to toggle join races on and off. So if you just want to go over to the build mode area, then that's completely open to you, or you can AFK. I don't mind. The first week was really just getting the manipulation tools right and building all of this UI, and it was really tough, but I'm really happy with how it came out. Hopefully you guys think so. The only issue is you cannot click on the handles through the object. There is going to be a section for voting for favorite custom maps and even your own maps, but this is just in the vote map tab. The whole builder section will be within this little obelisk that I made. It's disabled right now, but when it's enabled, that's when its true power is released. The obelisk is very important because it's where we can interact with our custom maps, the custom maps that we've made. Now that I have this enabled, if I go to my maps, we can see that I have 2 maps here with a map code that is copyable. Now these are locked, and it's because they actually aren't playable. For them to be playable, I need to go in here and actually edit the map. If I hold this down and wait until it hits 0, nothing happens. And that's because it's not connected to the level editor yet. And that is probably one of the last major hurdles I have to overcome, making these 2 things work together. This is the front end file management side, which does actually work. You can actually delete maps. Once you type in the name of the map or the map ID, you can then fully delete it. Just to be extra sure, I don't want any misclicks going on. I don't want you guys coming to me complaining that your map got deleted. It's not my fault. You typed in the name, you held down the thing for 5 seconds, you're done. Clicking on a map will also show you some information about it, like the name of the map code itself, which you could also copy from here. So the idea is that you access your maps and then you hit suggest or play or whatever it will say here. I'm not sure what it will say yet. And then it will be active on the public votes, and then other people can see it and vote on it. You see where I'm going with this? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 4 weeks, 1 day to be exact. It has been over a month. I've been working every day on this, and I have a lot to share with you. It took a lot longer than I thought. Go figure, right? It literally always happens. A big reason why it took me so long is because of the implications of having a world builder inside a multiplayer game. It's a lot, but it is now in a working state. We tested it, and it does in fact work, and I'll be going over all the issues that I ran into, particularly with the rotation tool. The rotation tool was so confusing and took me so long to figure out. However, after creating the rotation tool, I realized that my position and scaling would have completely broke because the axes were different and I was using it based off the world axis, not the relative object axis. Sounds like a lot of math, right? Probably the most math I've ever had to do in my adult life. It was horrible. But also the issue with not being able to click through objects has been solved. You just hold Alt and then all the objects that you're not selecting turn invisible. You can now select the handles through the part. I am a genius. Small issues like that and bigger issues like the one I was talking about before kind of add up and eat away at the development process, but I'm really excited to actually release this. Thank God it's over. Why did I do this to myself? I don't know. But I can't just let people upload any kind of map that they want. I needed to add some sort of restriction just in case, I don't know, someone tries to make a troll map that sucks. I want to try and limit those as much as possible. It's still probably going to happen, but if I can do something to limit it, then it'll just make the game more enjoyable all around. So to be able to actually save your map successfully, you need to test it 2 times to be exact. Oh, but what's this? The race distance is too short. We easily just make it bigger, add another checkpoint. But as you can see, I didn't really pay attention and the map is not beatable. So if I go back into build mode, you'll see that the map published was canceled because I did not complete the map twice in a row. I feel like these small gates, which are pretty manageable, all you have to do is test your own map. If you're not willing to test your own map, then I guess it's not willing to be public. Once you actually publish the map, this is what it will look like. Public is true. And once your map is actually playable, you can go to the My Map section, and then you can see all of your maps, and you can even vote for your maps. And when you vote for them, they will show up on the voting tab, and it will say your name next to it and the map. And after the race completes, you can actually add it to your favorites very easily. Oh, but then there was one more problem. One that I didn't see coming. Like, what if someone just made a map where the block is right inside the lobby? Like, they're gonna glitch it over here, and it's gonna be in the lobby, and it'll just be really annoying. So that's something that I really didn't want to happen. So my genius brain came up with the world barrier. Here we are at the edge of the lobby. Look at that. I can't actually go over there. It won't let me go over there. There's a big red mass in my way. Who put this here? I did. For a very specific reason. And that is so you cannot put parts over there. This was really difficult, actually, especially with like scale and rotation and not letting you collide with this. After many moons of trial and error, oh, where did that part go? No matter what happens, you will never be able to get a part over there. So yeah, that took a lot. That was really hard, especially with the rotation. Hey, I can't rotate it into the world barrier. It's the world barrier, bro. Yeah, that took a lot of time and effort. I promise this wasn't easy. It's not 100%. It's not perfect. There's no Control Z. I'm sorry. You know how hard it is to make Control Z? I don't want to get into it. There's a few small things that are kind of weird, like when you select a big part and you have the rotate manipulation on, it looks like this. Literally just pure chaos. But I think it is usable at the current time, and I think a lot of fun can still be had with it. And this is pretty much where our story ends. There's a couple more things I'm going to finish up, but by the time you're seeing this, the build mode should be out, and it should be fairly functional. Hopefully I get all the bugs. We had a couple of private playtests that went great, as in terrible. Everything broke. It's in a working state now. Thank you for coming along on this adventure, watching me struggle to do something that I've always dreamed of making, and now it is reality. I'll see you in the next one.